live, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is the Nashville Cavemen Show. I am your host, Damo Unleash, and I'm here with a good friend of mine. I consider this not just a good friend, but a brother, and I'm going to let him introduce himself. So, floor is yours.
What's up, everybody? Happy another Tuesday, y'all. Excited. I'm always excited for these Tuesdays, these podcasts, the radio show. Tuesdays is a great day. But of course, for y'all that don't know me, I'm Sky Black. I'm a wrestler. I'm also a music publisher. I'm back into wrestling. I had my first match a couple of Saturdays ago at Top Rope Wrestling against John Poe. And then I'm also a music publisher. So if you are looking to get your music played on the radio, hit us up at sky.black@gmail.com. That is sky.black@gmail.com. Send me your music as an MP4, please, or MP3. And I will be playing it on offtopradio.com. We have two shows. We have the Deep Link radio show. We have the Hard Hitter radio show. So it'll be played on two different shows. And then when we're done, we will stream it like iTunes or Amazon Music on offtoprecords.net. So if that's what you're looking for, then contact me. And then when I'm done, Damo here will take over and interview you and put you in the thing for male artist of the year and female artist of the year. I mean, just to be nominated is even great because he can tell you more on how that's going to work.
So basically, if you do an interview with me, the interview is about 10 to 15 minutes. After we do an interview, it's a interview, and it's on the So Driven Artist View podcast that I do. We'll do an interview with you, and I'll play your music video. Once I go ahead and do that, I send you all of Sky's information, and that way you can be on another platform, get your music played, like he said, and also you will qualify for So Driven Artist of the Year. Now, what does that entail? That entails this trophy. This is the male So Driven Artist of the Year trophy. I didn't put the plaque on yet because I'm going to wait until I want to put the person who won, I want to put their name on it. So I want to individualize, I want to make it personalized. So this is their trophy. And ladies, we ain't going to leave y'all out, man. You know I love the ladies too. So, ladies, all my female artists, here is the female So Driven Artist of the Year. And how it works is, once you get an interview, there's a YouTube video that I have. One for the male, one for the female. So once you're done with the interview, I put your name on there. I put the link to your song. And how the voting goes is, all of your fans will go to that YouTube page and they will hit like under your name and your link. And whoever has the most votes at the end of November will be male So Driven Artist of the Year or the female So Driven Artist of the Year. And it's going to come with money also. So let the games begin, man. If you are an artist of any genre, I don't care what genre you're in. If you're an artist of any genre, all you have to do, reach out to me and let's make that interview happen. Let's get you out there. It's free promotion. So it's free promotion and a chance for you to win an award and cash prizes also. You can't go wrong with that. So reach out to me, man, and let me see, help y'all out as much as possible.
That's what's up. That's what we're here to do.
Yeah.
So how was your week?
Man, it was fast. It went by really quick. Last week flew by. The weekend flew by. Thank God for the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl on Sunday really made my day go by quick. I actually had to work during the Super Bowl. So they did buy us
Jasmine.
So we got Jets Pizza, man. Got to watch the Super Bowl a little bit. The halftime show was hilarious. What's up, Jasmine?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Usher, he was amazing. He was amazing, dancing and singing, and I mean, he was amazing. And I'm so glad that they're starting to let the black people come back. I don't know because Jay-Z had taken over, but after that Janet Jackson incident, it was just nothing but white people. Sting and all these other white folks that just sat there, either played the piano or just stood in front of a microphone. Usher is a true entertainer. That's what you need for Super Bowl halftime.
But didn't they last year? Didn't they have Dre? They had the
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
aftermath.
Well, Jay-Z he took over like 3 years ago, like during the pandemic. That's when they hired him to come in and do the music thing for the NFL or whatever he's supposed to be over the NFL when they was calling him a sellout,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So So I
It
don't
was
know
a
if
great
it's because of
show.
his influence or what, but I'm just so glad because you could have a country star up there, but all they're gonna do is stand there and play the guitar. You could
Right.
have somebody like Elton John or Sting, but they're gonna just sit there and play the piano. When you have
Right.
somebody like a Usher or Chris Brown who can dance and move and sing and bring that energy, that's what you need.
Right. And
I ain't saying they're black. I mean, even if there's a white person who can do it, even if you have like a Justin Bieber or anybody who can do it, that's what you need for halftime now.
But Usher, as great of a performance that he put on, it was some things about that halftime show that had me on the floor laughing.
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost, y'all crazy for letting Usher do anything with y'all women, y'all wives and girlfriends and stuff.
Yeah, I was like, ain't Alicia Keys Swiss Beats wife?
Yeah, and the way that Usher was, man, I'm sorry, man. I would have felt some kind of way. The way he was grabbing on her hips and whatnot, and sweaty. Like, man, this man's sweaty. If anytime you're on stage and it's hot, it is super hot when you're on stage because all the lights, and it just feel like you're just in a box, right? So that man was sweaty, and he got his head all on your wife's head, and then the way he touching her and stuff. And I said, man, Usher out of pocket, man. Usher, man, you is out of pocket. But I thought that was funny. But nothing was funnier than Jermaine Dupri. Jermaine, man, we need to have a sit down and community meeting with you, Jermaine. Because what in the hell in the church Sunday socks was you doing? Them some Easter socks that you had on, first and foremost. Second of all, no, you did not borrow them shoes from SpongeBob SquarePants.
You so silly.
Them shoes look like they came from Orphan Annie. I'm like, what in the hell is going on? It looked like he went to the shoe show and was like, can I get these in the size 4 and little girls? Man, ain't no way. Come on, Jermaine, man. You made us look, man. Could y'all quit embarrassing the community with some of the shit? I know. Some of y'all, that's y'all style. Y'all like, but when y'all go to a function with other people watching, can y'all please just keep it basic? You know what I'm saying? Why do y'all have to express yourself during these shows and make us all look bad? I was embarrassed, man. You had them damn girl church socks on. I'm like, these are Sunday school socks. What is he doing? And I know y'all seen them. Don't act like y'all ain't see that shit. Don't act. His card revoked. No, his card ain't revoked. We just gonna suspend his black card for a couple months, man. It's suspended. As here right now.
Some people say he looked like alfalfa. That's how he looked like with that outfit on.
Yeah, what in the Amish community is going on here?
You know what? I don't know. Maybe he didn't think people were paying that much attention to him, to get that one little shot of him and then go back to Usher. I have no clue.
The funny part about it is, who I thought it was?
Who?
Because, when I was at work, I was watching on, like, the TV I had was like 10, 15 inches. It was like a little small TV.
Mm-hmm.
But, it wasn't 15, it was at least maybe 15 to 19.
Mm-hmm.
But you know who I thought it was? I thought he was CeeLo Green. I ain't gonna lie, I thought he was CeeLo Green until somebody sent me a still shot. And then when I seen that still shot, I said, oh, no, man. And it troubles me when did he have on, was that a dress? I still can't tell. What did he have on the bottom wise?
I thought it was some shorts. I thought they were some shorts, but I don't know now. I have no clue.
Man, I gotta look, man. It almost took. I said, "What is going on? Why do we have to be on the big stage?" And you have this, man. I see if it. All right, if it was Rick James or somebody like that, who I still wouldn't. But if they did some stuff like that, I'd be like, well, like Prince. If Prince came out in some high heels, yeah, look bad, but that's Prince. You know what I'm saying? But Jermaine Dupri, man, you can't represent the hip hop community in some damn SpongeBob shoes. I'm sorry. I was looking for Squidward to come out at any moment.
Mm-hmm. Hey, that's, again, I don't know what he was thinking, his stylist. I don't know what they was thinking about, but I guess he knew people going to talk about it for the next few days, because he is a meme everywhere on Facebook, on social media.
Oh, man. He ain't going to, like I said, he ain't going to lay that down. Yeah. And I have to say, man, that game, that was a hell of a football game, wasn't it?
Yeah, and everybody kept saying, man, the 49ers played them tight. The 49ers did this, and this. And I told everybody since preseason, if you don't put the Kansas City Chiefs down, they were going to win the Super Bowl. And I see them three-peating. I see them going back. Because, again, if you give Patrick Mahomes time, he's going to find a way to beat you. So I can go back to the Super Bowl where it was Cincinnati versus the Rams, right?
Right.
If Cincinnati did not put Kansas City out, because I just think Kansas City had a bad game, I think Kansas City would have beat the Rams. Because if you go back and look at that fourth down play, right, Aaron Donald beat the guard and sat Joe Burrow. He would have never gotten that close to Patrick Mahomes. So, you know what I'm saying? Patrick Mahomes would have scrambled out before he even had a chance to sack him. So
you know what watching Patrick Mahomes reminds me of?
What's that?
It's like watching Joe Montana all over again.
I can
Joe
see
Montana gave you that feeling that if you gave him the ball, especially if he was up or down, and he got that ball last he didn't even need a full 2 minutes. If you give him a minute 30, it's over. It's over. He's going to use his arm and his legs to beat you. And this is why what you were saying about Lamar. Lamar Jackson, as great as his legs is, when it comes to his arm and knowing when to use his arm, when to use his legs, and being accurate to make, passes.
I don't know. I think you froze up a little bit there, Damo. You all right over there? You're freezing up.
Okay, is it back?
Yeah, you good. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, we got them interruptions again. But basically, Patrick Mahomes can use his arm and legs. And that's what a lot of quarterbacks do.
Yeah, and like his daddy told him, they don't know what to do with you. You know what I'm saying? And most people, because his daddy got charged with a DUI before the game, right? Like a couple of days before the game. Patrick Mahomes' daddy. He was driving. That didn't faze him. Being down by 10 didn't faze him. Throwing that interception didn't faze him. Because he knew eventually the ball was going to be in his hands and he had to make the decision.
Right.
That's one variable on why Kansas City won. The second is they finally got to the point where Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy, finally showed his lack of experience. Not knowledge, but experience. Right. This is on his second year in the league. So it's not like you are Tom Brady or Peyton Manning and you've seen every defense out of the blue. Do you see what I'm saying? So they eventually started getting into packages that they knew for a fact that this young man had not seen. And it's hard. Your second year there, you in the Super Bowl, and you playing against an elite team, and you don't know all these packages that they're putting together in this defense. It finally showed.
So let me ask you a question, because I was thinking about this during the game in overtime when San Francisco had the ball. Mm-hmm. When they were down in the red zone, if it was fourth down, me personally, I would have went for the touchdown. I wouldn't have kicked the field goal.
Right.
because of the guy that's on the other side.
Right.
Do you agree with that?
Well, hindsight, what if you didn't get it?
Well, they didn't get it anyway, and they still lost.
Right. So if you don't get the touchdown, then Patrick Mahomes just has to kick a field goal and win the game, right?
Right.
At least with the field goal, you're gonna make him go just a little bit extra and have to get the touchdown. So that's why they probably kicked the field goal and said, you know what? Because if on 4th and 3, if we don't get it, then he can just go 60 yards. Because dude just kicked the damn 57-yard field goal for a Super Bowl record, and that's crazy. Because the kicker for San Francisco did it first at 55, right?
Right.
And then 20 minutes later, the kicker for Kansas City came in and did it for 57. So let's say they didn't get the 4th and 3. Then you got a kicker that kick a 57-yard field goal. So they was stuck between a rock and a hard place, Damo. So I understand, you know.
Yeah, because a lot of people jumped on the Detroit Lions, 2 weeks before for being aggressive, and I think they were more. I think it wasn't smart the way they did it because they had a big lead and they should have took the points. But
twice they should have took the points. Twice, because remember they went on 4th down twice, so that was 6 points. Every field goal ain't guaranteed, but it's a high percentage field goal, right?
Right.
So that's 6 points that possibly you could have had that could have swayed the direction of that game. But you try to be cute and funny and wanted to go for it. There was no need to. You was up by 10. If you was down by 10, it's a whole different story. You up by 10 and you try to be cute and put them away, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? But not like that. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. They let their season squander away because I don't see Detroit getting back to no NFC championship or nothing like that. I just don't see it.
It's hard. It's hard. I'm not going to fall short because I think they do have the talent. I don't know who they're going to be able to keep around and who they're going to lose.
Right.
But with that said, it is tougher. You're right. It's definitely tougher, man. And so look at that.
Man, you have to seize each moment. And you have to know when to play the game smart and when not to,
Right.
Because even Kansas City in the Super Bowl, remember? They went for it on 4th down and didn't get it.
Yeah.
He handed that ball off to number 10 or whoever, Pacheco, and he had a yard short, remember?
Yep.
So even Andy Reid trying to be aggressive. And then number 10, Pacheco, they need to get him out the damn game. He's sitting up here fumbling. And then when you pitch him the ball, he can't catch it. He fumbled in the backfield. I was like, y'all need to get him out the game. This game is too big for him, number 10. He's just gone.
I think it was too big for the coach also, because the one thing I was shocked that he didn't do?
What's that?
I was shocked that he didn't run Christian McCaffrey more. I didn't think he ran him enough.
Yeah. Yeah, on San Francisco side, but I was talking about on Kansas City side, number 10, they ran it back Pacheco. Remember, he fumbled twice in that game.
Yeah.
On Kansas City side, But sad part is Christian McCaffrey. So, the Panthers went to Super Bowl 50 against the Denver Broncos, right? The next year is when Christian McCaffrey came to the Panthers. So, for 8 years, he has never sniffed a playoff game. Since they lost that Super Bowl, right, to the Denver Broncos, they have not been to the playoffs. They have not won a division. They just went home after week 18. He finally goes to a team that's a Super Bowl contender, and he comes up that short from winning the Super Bowl.
Man, I know that had to hurt. You think about all the hard work they put in, all the blood, sweat, and tears. To come up short like that, man, it's tough.
Yeah.
That's really tough. But congratulations to Kansas City. People were saying it's rigged. I don't think it was rigged. I just think that, man, the team with the better quarterback won. And it's as simple as that.
How many penalties was thrown in that game? Only 2?
Right.
So how is it rigged? Referees can't rig games that they ain't throwing flags on. There were no challenge flags, none. The whole game, that's crazy. A whole game went by and nobody threw a challenge flag. A whole game Super Bowl went by and like only 2 penalties were called. So you can't use the rig part. For me, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I agree, man. I know one thing I'm glad about. I'm glad the whole Taylor Swift ordeal is done. I'm so sick of seeing Taylor Swift. I ain't got a problem with her, but
they showed her 10 times. 10 times.
Yeah. I've seen it because she ain't got no butt. I ain't seen the back that long in a long time.
Yeah,
huh?
That's free. I'm not going to hate on her because if that's free publicity,
yeah,
then that's great. But I'm also with you too, Damo. She ain't snapped not one ball, caught one pass, and they keep showing her as if she's on the field.
Right.
You know, even the mama wasn't on the damn TV as much.
Right. I know she's a superstar. Taylor Swift is a superstar. She was standing. I see her where they had her standing next to Ice Spice. Y'all don't do that.
Spice. I didn't even know that's who that was. I had no clue that's who that was.
Yeah, I'm like, man, don't do that. Because, Ice Spice, man, nice little booty. It may have been plastic. She may have bought it. Mm-hmm. Nice little booty. And Taylor Swift, it's just like a straight up pole. I'm like, what in the NFL is going on here? But the NFL, Mark, if you can get Taylor Swift and all the people that follow her to watch her product, that is absolutely brilliant. And I don't blame her.
I don't either. I don't either, but I can play devil's advocate on both sides. I can feel both sides, but if we talking about business, damn what everybody else talking about, that's business. That's just pure business. Everybody else is upset. It's probably just going off of feelings. I'm tired of looking at this. But hell, eventually you're gonna be tired of looking at Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Get ready because next decade. They're gonna be watching him for the next decade.
That's what I'm saying. And they're gonna get tired of him like they get tired of everybody else. So, you just have people that's just, I don't want to say a hater, but you just have people that just fickle.
It's hating. Nah, you're right. It's hating. Even what I'm doing, I ain't gonna lie, it's hating. Well, I just got preference. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she ain't bad looking. I'm not gonna say Taylor Swift bad looking, but damn, man. I mean, damn. So many times you can show her, man, and it's like, okay, I'm not watching the game, but it's other people watching it for that. So I got to keep that in mind. Other people watching it because they intrigued with her. I get it.
Right. Right, correct. I understand.
Man, we got some funny, man, I'm about to play this video for you, but first, I'm going to jump on this story, right? Because I've heard, you ever go through life and you be like, I've heard it all. And then somebody come and top, and you like, damn, somebody actually topped this?
Yeah.
Well, I was going through, and
You broke up again, Damo. You froze. To our audience out there, he's still live. Just give him a second. Okay, there we go. He's back.
Okay, now I don't see it beforehand, but I know when it is. So basically, man, there was this mother in Kansas. She put her baby, a 1-month-old baby, in the oven, but she meant to put it in a baby carriage. And basically, what had happened was, I guess when she figured out that she had the baby in the oven, she took the baby out, put it in the carriage or in the crib, and then the grandfather, because she stayed with the grandfather and grandmother, was like, something's burning. And come to find out, she eventually told him what happened, and the baby was gone. But here's what I was discussing, and here's the conversation I was having, right?
How did the baby burn up? Did the stove get turned on or the oven get turned on?
So that's what I wanted to talk about. Because say even if I was cooking, right? And I'm stressed out, I ain't had, sleep deprived. And I'm cooking a chicken. Say I'm cooking some chicken and I got the baby in my arms, right? And I mix up the two. Well, I still don't understand how you could put a baby in the oven. Because you have to least, even if you was cooking chicken, there's 2 steps. The first step is you're going to put the chicken in what? You ain't going to just stick it in the oven. You're going to put it where first?
Out on the counter and then open the oven.
You're going to put it in a pan.
Yeah.
So it got to go in some kind of pan of some sort. So this is a step process before you put chicken in the oven, right? Even if she seasoned it, walked away, and came back and made that mistake, you still have to have a process of putting it in the pan. And it's just, man, I don't know how some of these mothers even get these kids, man.
I'm sorry. I'm just not sold on that. I don't know. Now, here's the thing. Worst case scenario. You know how you have the little what do you call them? Shit, things in the oven that you stick the food and stuff on. You can pull them out and clean them or whatever. I can't think.
I got you the racks.
The racks. Okay. So let's say I'm at home, somebody kicks in my door, they get to shooting, and I'm thinking, shit, the only way I can save this baby, I'm gonna put this baby in this dark ass oven and run, because won't nobody think about opening the oven and it will protect the baby. Okay, maybe if it was something off the wall like that. But if you're telling me on a normal day, even the most, and I hate to use this word, sorry y'all, retarded person in the world, I cannot see how you mistakenly thinking this baby was chicken.
Man,
is that what she was saying?
That's
put the baby in the oven.
And I just pulled up, and it says the police were told that the mother of the child was putting the child down for a nap and accidentally placed the child in the oven instead of
put the chicken down for the nap.
So when she put the baby in the oven and then she laid the little piece of chicken or turkey down in the crib. I mean, man, look, let me go through this story because this is bizarre. I'm telling you, man, I've heard some bizarre stuff, but okay, so it says the woman's parents whom arrived or whom she lived told detectives that they were at work when the incident occurred. As per the charging documents, the suspect's father told the police that his daughter called him around lunchtime, asking him to rush back home because something was wrong with the baby. He said when he arrived back home, he could smell smoke inside the house and found his granddaughter deceased. So,
okay, so the baby was just an infant.
It was a month old. 26.
So this 26-year-old woman put her baby in the oven.
Yeah. And so they asked the father, the father asked her what happened. And she said, I thought I put the baby in the crib and I accidentally put her in the oven. So let's scroll down some more. Let's see what else. It says suspicious death. This is a suspicious death investigation at this time, the Kansas City police said in a statement. Detectives want to make sure to gather all the evidence with this opportunity to ensure the case is able to be investigated in the event the medical examiner rules the cause of death a homicide. Well, what else would you put me in the oven and it's a homicide? Man, it is not yet clear if Thomas has enlisted an attorney. According to Missouri state law, she could face anywhere from 10 years to life in prison if convicted. So they're saying on here, right, also that one of the friends of hers or acquaintance of hers said that this girl had some kind of schizophrenia or some kind of mental disorder. What's up, Mike?
What's up, Mike? What are you doing? Go ahead, Dan. What you saying?
So, I seen another article where somebody was saying, I think it was either a friend of the family, a friend of hers, or somebody acquaintance that knew her growing up. They said that she had some kind of mental illness. And that would make sense, for years. But here's my thing. Man, dudes, why do y'all keep busting in these females that got mental disorders? Like, if she any sign of crazy, she say something like, the bird flew over the house and into the nest. If she say some crazy shit, that turn y'all on? I mean, man, there's some stuff that'll come out of females, mouth, or some things that they should do that make you say, hold up, player. I don't think I want these problems. Yeah, and I hear a lot of dudes say this. Crazy vagina is good. But man, it ain't that good, man. I'm sorry. Not for y'all to be dealing with some of the females y'all be dealing with. You know what I'm saying?
These people are slaves to their penis. Again, some of them they're slaves to their penis. That's all I can say.
I mean, man, because they got to be crazy. I don't know how you can have a baby with a female that accidentally confuse a baby, a oven, and a crib. I mean, the crib don't got no top on it. How do you confuse a baby, a crib and an oven?
I don't know. I can't even sit here and pretend like I can even fathom that. Like, I have no clue. I have no clue. Okay, so you coming back to Swag March 22nd? Cool. I'll see you there. I can't. I don't know, man. That you got me stumped on that. That I don't know. I don't. Man,
what kind of oven do they have that you confuse a dang oven with a dang crib? Like, what kind of crib was this?
Out of your mind, using the DO9 classes. I mean, because you can be extremely tired. Because I've done that before. I've stuffed stuff in the oven, fell asleep, woke up, and that damn thing was just as black as this table I'm looking at. Damn. But there's no way in the hell that you know the difference between how a chick, even if you blind, let's say you close your eyes, you know the difference between how a baby feels and how a whole turkey or chicken feels. Even if it's one of those big Thanksgiving turkeys, you can tell the difference, right? So, man, I have no clue where her brain, if she's trying to play that card, that insanity card, I don't know what her brain could be.
Let me tell y'all, man.
If she plays that revenge and spiteful card, that's where you need to go. Because she was probably trying to send somebody a message. I don't know if the daddy, somebody that cheated on her, beat on her, abused her, and she got to be a message.
Because let me tell you, and I've done dumb stuff myself. I've lost my glasses and was looking for them, and they was on my face.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? I've done some dumb stuff, but I could have been as high as hell or drunk as hell, and I still wouldn't confuse no damn baby, an oven, and a damn crib. I don't care. You can take me.
We've all done crazy stuff.
I probably could have stuck my wallet in the refrigerator. I could have done some dumb shit like that. Looking for food, had my wallet in my hand, stuck in it. But a baby? Nah.
Yeah.
That's wrong with me.
Yeah, I've done that before. You come back from the groceries, and I'm like, where's my pack of tuna? It's in the freezer, because it was in the same bag with the other frozen stuff from the stove. And I just threw the whole damn bag in there. And then come to find out my damn tuna's still in there. Now my tuna is hard as this damn table I'm sitting there. So We've all done crazy things, but not with no child. That just doesn't make sense. Yeah, I just don't get it. But again, if you try to send somebody a message, then I get that. Because I know, well, I don't know personally, I ain't gonna tell that lie. But I've seen movies and real shows about people, cartels and stuff that do things like that. They don't have no problem killing women and babies and setting examples on this, that, and the third. So I don't know which card she's gonna play in court, but I just can't see that. I forgot, it didn't make sense. I was out of my mind. I just can't see that.
Speaking of crazy, right? So this next topic we gonna get into, because I came across. Shout out to Kobe. No, I sent this to Kobe. I think I'm the one that came across it.
Kobe.
Right? But man, this made me want to talk about this topic a little bit. I think when women cheat, it's much more worse than when men cheat. Mm-hmm. Way worse. Cheating is bad altogether. But women don't really understand why we don't really handle when they cheat well versus vice versa. But I'm gonna show y'all, I got this video, and I'm gonna show y'all why it's way worse when women cheat than when dudes cheat. All right,
Yeah.
so I'm going to pull this video up. I'm going to play it a couple times because, man, I want y'all to hear this, right? I sincerely want y'all to hear what this scallywag that said. And so, without further ado, sit back. Let me turn this all the way up. Let me make sure I got, okay.
What's something you've never told your ex?
When I went to go get cigarettes that one night we were laying in bed, I really went to go get and the dude came in me, and then when I came back from getting the cigarettes, you ate my
Girl, what the fuck?
So did you catch that?
Yes, I caught it.
Okay, so for y'all that's on Bigo, so this gentleman asked this woman, what was something that she did that she didn't, that she never told her ex about, and she was like, I was laying in bed with my ex, and I went to go get some cigarettes, but when I went to go get some cigarettes, I didn't just go get cigarettes, I went to go get screwed. And the dude that screwed me, he nutted in me. I went and got the cigarettes, went back home, and then my ex ate me out. So that's what she said in the video. I'm playing one more time so y'all can catch this, because man, I've got some stuff there where I would tell y'all, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to gross y'all out, but it is what it is. So without further ado, let me play this one last time. All right, so now we just established that trifling shit she just did, right? I'm going, because y'all know my mind, man. I'm going to take this to a whole nother level. I want you guys to think about something. And some of y'all men out there, y'all be bragging about wanting freaky women and all this, and women that just don't have no class and no standards at all. Do you know what that ex-boyfriend did and he don't know that he did? And what makes it so bad? That ex-boyfriend inadvertently sucked some penis. He inadvertently, because you know she didn't wipe and clean up. Right? You know she didn't wipe it. And if she did, it's still there. It's kind of like if I spill juice on the table and I go and I wipe it, you know, I went and wipe it with a paper towel. If I don't wipe it and clean it, it's still there. Yeah. So this dude, the first thing he do, fellas, and this is why y'all should make these females take showers. Y'all want the first thing in the morning or as soon as they get home from work, y'all try to call yourself being freaky, but you don't know where she was at before you, right?
Right.
Man, he licked another man's semen. So that's equivalent to him sucking penis, right?
I'm with you, Natalie. Oh Lord.
That's scary.
I'm with you on that. Hey, well, let me tell you something. Back when I used to work at White Castle, I was sitting there, I was eating my lunch, and this nice looking black lady came up to me and she said, I'm hungry. Can I have a bite? And she took a bite out of my sandwich. She said, don't worry about it. I don't suck dick or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Now in 2024, you have to be careful on who you hug, who you kiss, who you do anything, because again, you don't know where everybody has been. And if you're not in a serious, even in serious relationships, but if you're not in a serious committed relationship, and we just cool, hanging out, sex buddies, whatever, you could have been over another dude's house, done what you did, and then come over to your house, and the first thing y'all do is hug and kiss, and you don't know where her tongue has been. And women, you don't know where his tongue has been. And you talk, and now you online, people online talking about eating butts and booty holes.
Man,
you got to be careful.
I know. Let me tell y'all this. I think I told this story last week, but I'm going to repeat it. And this is why I don't think it's always good to be kissing people. Man, this chick was cheating on her boyfriend. She had another dude at the house. The dude, man, did his business. They did their business. And then she swallowed them kids. You know how that story goes. Mm-hmm. Well, they here. And they hurry up and getting dressed. And she go answer the door. He making like he was just sitting at the house as a visitor. It was her boyfriend. Mm-hmm. And the first thing he did was, hey, baby. Mwah. Now, she had no time to clean her mouth. So, he inadvertently sucked some dick. Because there was some semen there. It was another man's semen. It was equivalent. He just as well sucked the D as much as she did. Fellas?
That's funny.
You know what I'm saying?
I can see that. I can see that.
I'm telling you, I be ready to delete somebody. Somebody gets to get. You know, because ain't no way, man. I don't care if you was my ex from 25 years ago. If I found out you did that to me and I see you on video and you tell a story in which I know that I'm the dude that this possibly could have happened to. I'm going to remember that night. Yeah, remember that night where I went to go get cigarettes? Man, you better be careful. You better watch your back everywhere you go. Because I'm going to be looking for your ass. I'm going to pop out the bushes. Shit, I might be behind the counter when you at work. You got to watch your back all the time. Now, you can't have me inadvertently sucking no penis, man. And when a dude, when another man's bodily fluid touches another man's bodily fluid, no, I can't do it.
Folks are nasty, and no matter how nasty this world gets, people are gonna continue to do what they do. And so it's not like people are gonna listen to us and say, you know what, I'm gonna cool down my sex life a little bit. No, they're just gonna get worse and worse with it. So
here's the funny thing, Sky. Here's the funny part. Ladies, for all my ladies in the comments, all my ladies on Bigo, all my ladies on all the platforms that's watching. Have y'all ever had, a dude came home and out of nowhere you just sucked this wiener and if you notice something odd, like you like, damn, this thing stink, or could you get in the shower first? Y'all at least gonna do that. Because we can't go out and just have intercourse with a female and come back and y'all not notice. There's no way. Unless we just literally have to clean it. I mean, we had to really clean. We had to almost jump in the shower. Because y'all notice any kind, well, I would hope so. But if y'all notice any kind of smell, like right, she said, he got to wash it first.
Yeah.
Dudes don't do that. We wake up, y'all can have morning cooch, and we just like, you know what I'm saying? And that mug could be smelling like, man, a goddamn, like it been rolled up in fish batter. They can smell like earring back. And there's some dudes, y'all know it, females, they gonna still go for it.
I'm telling you, man. And so this is why I hated about growing up in the 90s, because back then when you talk to a girl that was first base, second base, third base at home, right? So if you ain't at least got the first base on the third date, something was wrong with you. Now I'm telling folks, don't go to first base on the third, because you don't know where this woman has been and who she been sleeping with and what she been kissing. Even if it's not as dirty as what you're saying, Dame Mo, you have women that kiss their cats, kiss their dogs, kiss their hamsters. So you got to be careful on who you gonna put your lips on when you start dating this woman. You really need to get to know these women before you do that.
Man, Sky,
you can't get an STD in your mouth or around your mouth.
Man, I'm about to give all my men watching, I'm about to give y'all some game. This OG here, I'm about to give y'all some game. Here's what I want y'all to do. When y'all get with a female, right? And y'all interact and y'all gonna have intercourse really fast, like you haven't known her for long, there's a test I want y'all to do. If you have a condom with you, right? Even some of y'all say y'all don't like condoms, y'all fools. If you got a condom, See how she reacts if you tell her you ain't got one and y'all getting ready to go in. I want you to test her. See if she's going to say, well, no, we need to get a condom. Or see if she's one of those females that say, just pull out. If she's one of those, well, okay, just pull out kind of females, run. Because there's a chance that you're going to end up with an STD or you're going to end up raising another man's kid. Because I'm telling you, if she met you and you haven't known her long, or even if you did know her long, but the first time y'all didn't go get tested and she's willing to let you go in her raw, you should be afraid. You should be very, very afraid. Because any female with any brain cells with common sense, and females, we know y'all love sex too. But if she got any common sense, the way that they know dudes be out here, and they know females, y'all understand this about us. Y'all know we'll screw anything. We would take a chipmunk hole in a tree and screw it. Y'all know I'm not lying. We would get in with a hole in a tree created by some chipmunks, and we'd hump that hole. You lube it, we hump it. Y'all know how we operate. So if y'all meet a dude and the first time you with that dude, or even the second time, without y'all even to go get tested, and you let them hit raw, knowing all the STDs and stuff out here, and dudes, if you with a female to let you hit raw, man, I run, man. Y'all hear me? Because I tell you, that chick that did that, she was not a female that kept up with her hygiene. Man, and the worst part about it is, it's not even the fact just that she cheated, it's that she cheated raw. She didn't even ask the side dude to wear a condom. How do you not ask the side person not to strap up? Like, you don't give a damn about your life at all? You just, the HIV is a myth? Herpes? Like, herpes don't exist?
It's a myth.
Like, I'm afraid of that stuff, man. I'm telling you. I'm more afraid of the ST. Some of y'all trip me out. Y'all afraid of rats and roaches more than y'all are STDs. Who raised y'all? I'm just saying, who raised y'all?
You're right.
I'd rather...
It goes back to one of those conversations we had, Damo. You know how we was talking about the women taking DNA tests when they have children? Godly, I had so much blowback on that. Most of the girls I talked to was like, well, we've been married. Why would you want a DNA test? You don't trust me? Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, now, not only do you need to get a DNA test, now before you even sleep with a woman, you need to go to the clinic, right? And both y'all should get tested. Even in your marriage, how you have to sometimes renew your marriage, you need to, every 5 years with your wife and your husband, go to the clinic and get tested.
I agree.
But all the women, the one thing that they use, Damo, that kills me is you don't trust me. And I was like, look, I don't care if you are my wife. If you pop this baby out and I ask for a DNA test, why are you upset? If you my wife and I ask that we both should go to the clinic and get tested, why are you upset? Oh, because you don't trust me? Why would I do that?
You know how we flip that? Let me get y'all game. Here's how y'all flip that. Well, would you let me go to a hotel room with a whole bunch of females and stay the night? Because if the answer is no, oh, you don't trust me? Oh, you don't trust me? It ain't about trust. And you know what I'm saying? Trust is blind faith. That means that whether you somewhere or not, you got faith that that person is going to do the right thing. So that's people like to throw around trust when it's convenient, but nobody really have trust. Because think about it. If I ask that question, well, would you allow me to go to a hotel party full of females and trust that I'm going to do the right thing? And if your answer is no, then don't talk to me about trust. You don't have any trust. So I don't know where you are or what you're doing when I'm not around you. The same reason why you don't trust me if I was at a hotel party and you weren't there.
Right.
If you weren't there, you wouldn't trust me because you're not there. You don't know.
Yeah. Well, see, to me, it's not always about trust, Keisha. It's just about it's something on a piece of paper that makes me feel much better. See, a lot of the women I talked to was like, well, if we're just dating, maybe. But if you married me and we've been together for 5 to 10 years and I have this baby, you better not ask me for a DNA test.
Well, people change. People change.
Right. People change. Right.
That's the thing.
You better not say, let's go down to the clinic and let's get tested before we move on and all this old stuff. I'm like, what is the problem?
It's not really a trust issue. It's a loyalty issue.
I just want it for me because again, she could be married to me for 5 years and she has this baby and it's somebody else's child.
Hey Sky, let me put it in this perspective. It's no different than when a man asks a woman for a prenup. Now, if she has no intentions of getting a divorce, like if you're with somebody and you think you're going to be together with that person forever, a prenup ain't going to bother you. You know why? Because it's never going to be used.
Never going to be used.
So it wouldn't bother you. For the people that it bother, those are people that they got corrupt characteristics. It's just like a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, you will want to show that man, no, you know what I'm saying? You don't have nothing to worry about. Man, I have no problem getting a DNA test. I want you to know what kind of, not only am I willing to take a DNA test, I would take a lie detector test to show you how much I look. Because the person you're with, is their job to show you that they're only entertaining you. This is why I don't get caught up in, what you doing, where you being, and all that. It is your job to prove to me that you're only entertaining me. It's not my job to search out what you got going on. Because if I got to do that, it's pointless to be with you. People be in relationships that they shouldn't have to be in, and they should be in therapy. They shouldn't be in relationships.
Right.
If at any point, I don't care if it's 25 years you've been married to somebody. If you ask them, you know what? I'm getting ready to pass. I just want to know that this kid is mine. You should respect them enough to go ahead and do a paternity test. I want to show you. And you're right. It should be vice versa. But when it comes to kids, it's mama's baby, papa's mate. The father just don't know. And the way that, most of these marriages end in divorce, it's finances and adultery. And I've seen stories where dudes that work jobs that they, delivery jobs, where they screw other dudes' wives. There's ample video on that online. You know what I'm saying? And so with me, I feel like, if I'm dating you, it's your job to show me. Right. I ain't going to ask you. I'm not going to question you.
Right. Because one thing about me, I'm not a hypocrite. So if I'm married to somebody and the woman's like, I want you to take a lie detector test, or I want you to take a STD test, and let's go to the clinic and do this, fine. Or if a girl comes up and say, hey, this is your child, and she says, and my wife is like, I want you to take a DNA test, fine. Because I know ain't nothing for it to come up. If I yell, argue, oh, you don't trust me, why? That's going to make me think something. If I ask a woman to do that and she is like all over the place, like Keisha is now on these comments, that is making me concerned. Because like you said, the only two things that end marriages is death, right? And divorce. Right. If we're never going to get divorced, if we're never going to die, which we are, none of that even matters.
Here's the thing. Here's how we can show her. Because she said, well, what are you showing her? If she asks for my phone, I want to see what's in your phone. With no problem, here it go, and here goes the password.
Right.
If I'm not doing nothing, why would I be have concerns with her wanting to look through my phone?
Correct.
You understand? Do that make sense?
Right.
It's the same thing.
And what I'm trying to say, Keisha, is I'm not saying do it every day or every year.
Right.
Those people renew their vows or renew their marriage. So if we're going to renew it, let's say every 2 or 3 years, why every 2 or 3 years I can't ask, well, you're going to go on a DNA test once on a child. But every child that we have, why can't I ask for a DNA test? Even if we're still married. Why every 2 or 3 years when we renew our vows, I can't say, well, let's go down to the clinic. Because most women go to the doctors anyway. So your wife go to the doctor anyway to find out. She has a gynecologist. So, but if I say, well, let's go, it's a problem. But the gynecologist says, pay me $20,000 to swab your UR, it's okay. So I don't get that.
And Sky, remember we were talking about this? I think maybe 2-3 weeks ago, where we were talking about how some females, the majority, don't require dudes to wear condoms.
Right.
That means that the first, second time that they have sex with a guy, he's not wearing no protection.
That's
and
right.
some of them have a hard time being single. So they be in one relationship,
Right.
they scorn their boyfriend like Tuesday, break up with him Thursday, the following Friday, be with a whole nother boyfriend, right?
Absolutely.
And then
correct.
screwing him raw, and then find out weeks later she's pregnant, and then thinking this is the last dude she slept with, and
That's
here
right.
it is all along, it's the exes. She was
That's
pregnant
right.
longer than she thought she was, but didn't know.
That's absolutely right.
And I
again,
promise you that happens a lot.
And what you're saying does happen a lot. But there's also a lot of women that keep playing that trust card. And I'm just saying, trust and my peace of mind. I don't know how to add you. Damo, do you know how to add her? She said, please add me.
If I do, what it's going to do is give us all kind of interruption problems.
Oh, she wants to come on the video. Okay, I didn't know that's what she did. My bad.
I wish I could.
I didn't know what she was talking about. Okay, but anyway, I just want a peace of mind. Like, if I'm married to a woman and I come in the house one day and she's been watching these TV shows and listening to her friends and everybody's talking about their husband's been cheating.
Right.
And I come in and she's like, look, I've been hearing stories of people been cheating. I've been watching these TV shows, these drama shows. I want to know if you've been cheating. Let's take a lie to take the test. Okay.
Here's
I'm not going to say because you don't trust me. I'm going to say, okay, because I know I ain't got nothing to hide.
Hey, Sky, let me play this. Let me spin this to give, So when a man, and this is why a lot of men, and Keisha, I want you to understand this. This is why a lot of men do not see the value in marriage. If a dude marries a female, he's at her mercy. So if he cheats, for example, she can divorce him, take half of the assets and the majority of the custody of kids, go on with her life.
Right.
If she cheats, she can file for divorce, take half his assets, custody of the kids, and go on with her life.
That's absolutely.
The moment a man marries a woman, right? He is at her mercy. He can do everything right. She can go ahead, screw with somebody at the office, but because the women always the courts always favor women. So you're right, but not when it comes to the courts, because the court system isn't fair when it comes to men's rights.
Lady T, there she on here.
The courts,
y'all are not understanding
lying.
what me and Damo is trying to say. It has nothing to do with trust. I mean, I trust you gonna get up and eat. I trust you gonna use the bathroom. I trust you gonna go to work. I trust you gonna take care of the kids. It's for us men. We're trying to say, if I married you, I don't care how long we've been married, and I come to the house one day and I say, you know what, I want to take a STD test, a HIV test. You should be like, okay, well, honey, if it makes you feel better, let's go down there tomorrow and do it. If you get pregnant with me, whether you my wife or my girlfriend, and that baby pops out of your U-Haul and I say, hey, let's take a DNA test, the first thing that come out your mouth, you don't trust me, then that's really going to blow me up, because you should be like, well, okay, if it makes you feel better, let's do it. Not, you don't trust me, you don't trust me. No, I don't trust the devil that's inside of you. That's what I don't trust.
And Keisha right. It is some states in which if the woman is making more than the husband, then yes, the husband will get alimony and stuff like that. Right? But for the most part, man, when a divorce happened and there's kids. Unless the mother is unstable, the father has to prove that the mother is unstable for him to get, full custody of the kids. The courts will reward the mother custody of the kids unless she's unstable.
And even with the unstable Damo, that's still temporary. So I could hold the kids, and that female judge, right, will say, well, then the mama can go to some type of classes, get herself together, come back, petition the court to take back her child.
Just like this scenario we just had. This mother in this story that we read earlier put a kid in the oven thinking that she was putting it in the crib. Now, I guarantee you that the courts, her being unstable, she was living with her parents, right? I bet you they didn't even check on the father's situation. They gave that kid 100% to that mother, right? And that happens. We see so many instances. I got a friend right now that got kids with a woman that got a man living in a house that got all these felonies. This dude got a history of having felony records. Right. And I bet you the state is not looking in on that and saying, and this is a good daddy too. And they're not looking on and saying, you know what? You got these kids in a situation that's not safe for them. You need to go ahead and we're going to get these to these fathers until you get on your feet. Them kids are still with that mother. And this dude got not only a history of being a felonious history, but he got a history of being violent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you're right, Keisha, it is my conscience. That's what I'm saying. So congratulations on finally telling the truth. I said it had nothing to do with trust. You're right, it's my conscience, which is something totally different than trust. I'm not saying trust is not an important part of a relationship. I'm saying, quick, if we're playing cards, spades, deuces, gin rummy, flip uno, whatever, stop pulling the damn trust card. It's other cards in the deck besides the trust card. And Lady T, there is no sexist vibes. When we talk about both men and female. It's just, since y'all carry the baby, we give life, y'all carry the life. So since you carry the baby for 9 months, religious, the courts favor y'all over the men regardless.
Right.
How that baby ended up in the damn oven. I'm sorry.
I know single fathers. I'm going to tell you. I know single fathers, right? I could tell you. I know single fathers that can't get any government assistance.
Yeah. Preach it.
I know. I got a friend, a good friend of mine, raised it's the baby mother that was the issue. Yeah. And he could go get food stamps, but housing and stuff like that, they made it hard for him to get any of that.
That's absolutely correct.
They don't give men the same, because I'm telling you this, and there's going to be some people that may disagree with this. I guarantee you, if it wasn't for these government programs, you would have more deadbeat mothers or just as many as you have fathers. The only reason why there's not just as many or more deadbeat mothers as fathers is because there's programs that come in and save. But if you take away the housing and you take away the other, like food and healthcare and stuff like that, do you think, man, that no? Some of these mothers be like, well, I do what I got to do. What does that mean? Sexually? What does that mean? I do what I got to do.
And everything you preach, I lived it, right? So when I had my kids, since I was the man, I couldn't get food stamps. I couldn't get on TennCare. I couldn't get a first of the month check. I couldn't get on government housing because I was the man, right? But the kid's mama has gotten everything you just said.
My dad,
living together or not, she got everything you just said. And me being the man, I just had to say, well, I'll figure it out. And it goes back to the men's mental health. Oh, well, I'll just figure it out. And sometimes it's not right because every man ain't built the same. You can't just take the man out in the dirt and say, we'll just take care of the woman and the child. Screw him.
My dad raised 5 boys. I come from a house like that, where my dad raised all 5 of us by himself. And I can tell you right now, he did not get the same help that his, other, like my grandmother and my aunt got. He didn't get that same help. You know what I'm saying? And even married people that need help, man, they'll tell them, you got a husband, You got a husband. Where's your husband? What does he do?
Mm-hmm.
Married
Right.
people don't even get, and they can be in just as a bad situation as a single mother, and they won't get
Right.
the same treatment.
That is right. And so it goes back to the top of the conversation. A lot of men, and sometimes it's their fault. You stuck your straw in the wrong
is.
Sprite can, right?
Right.
But I need to know when that child is born, is it mine? Whether I'm married, you my side chick, or we just had sex one time.
Right.
If we're gonna continue to have sex, whether we married, you my side chick, whatever, we need to go to see who has an STD and who actually doesn't. So that's why I'm saying you gotta take the trust part out and take in the human part, because if you end up with an STD, you end up taking care of a child for 18 years that ain't yours, how are you gonna feel? You ain't gonna say, oh, well, trust. No, you're not gonna use that
Think
word.
about this guy. Think about this guy. I mean, I don't trust anybody that's gonna let me go in them raw and I don't barely know. Can you trust somebody like that? If I barely even know you and you let me go inside you raw, that I can trust you? Because now I'm asking myself, and I have to ask myself as a man, well, how many other dudes did you let do this?
Man, what you said, the
How
body
many other
count.
dudes
And
went
so,
in and you didn't require them to wear a condom, but you was just as horny as them, so you just said, well, just pull out. And a lot of females, because they don't have dads in their lives, don't understand this. Once we start stroking, we leaking semen. It's just not just a full blast of when we, actually ejaculate. We
Right.
are pre-ejaculating in you
Right.
when we're stroking. And so we can pull out and still get you pregnant. So, and I know females say, well, what about the dudes? Well, y'all know, man, a lot of dudes, man, look, I told a female this, right? If he's not, the ultimate sign of commitment is marriage, right? Sky, would you agree with that? The ultimate sign of commitment from us, as far as what men are concerned, is marriage. So if he's not
if had to
going to
do a
commit
tier,
to
yeah, it would be
you,
at the top. Yes.
so if the dude is not going to commit to you, what makes you think he's going to be a committed father? That's like the flip of a coin. He didn't commit to you, so what makes you think he's going to commit to the kids? So women, you're the ones that give access to us when it comes to your vagina. Because if you don't, it's considered the R word, right?
Right.
So it's your job to vet us and make sure we do what we supposed to. And the issue that it's not me being sexist, but I just hold females to a high standard in this point. If you're not going to require the dude to wear a condom and you don't hardly know him, even if you do know him, I don't care if you was dating him 2 years and after a year and a half, you said,
Let's have sex. Yeah, you're right. And I have to agree with you. I have to, in that situation, hold a woman in high standard, because you're basically letting a man enter inside of you. You're not entering inside of the man. You letting the man enter inside of you. So most women should be the first ones to say, do you have a condom? Most women should be the first ones to say, do you have a condom? Because the man is not the one that's getting penetrated. You're the one that's getting penetrated. So if I was a woman, I would have condoms just laid all around the damn place. Like, it wouldn't be no discussion. Especially if I'm in my hoe days. You know how some women have them hoe days where they just sleep with any and everybody because they don't care. But, some of them can be blamed on the men too, y'all. We're not saying that. He's just saying when it comes to this situation, intercourse, he's putting the woman on the top of the tier because you're entering her. She's not entering you.
Here,
So
hey, Sky.
women out there, be careful.
Hey, Sky. Let me put it in even a different perspective. Women, when y'all have babies, y'all literally can die on the birth table.
Right.
Y'all literally can lose your life on the birth
That's
table.
right.
Do y'all ask yourselves this question? If something happens to me, do I entrust in this man to be able to carry the torch and raise these kids? Because that's an important question.
That's right.
Do I feel like this man right here, that if something happens to me and I was to bleed out and I don't make it, I may already have a kid and then I got this kid on the way. Do I trust in this man to step up and be the father I need him to be? And if you can't answer that question, you shouldn't be having kids with that dude. I don't care if you got to make him wear protection and you wear protection. That's what it got to be. And if he don't want to abide by it, simply just don't sleep with him. And that's all I'm saying. You know, with certain things, men are accountable. You know who hold us accountable? Courts.
Yep.
And if a dude have a kid, whether he want the kid or not, he gonna have to pay child support.
Yep.
He gonna have to. If he get in a marriage and the marriage don't work out, unless, like she was saying, in unique situations where the women are making more, then yes, for the most part, he's going to be the one that have to divide up the assets. And so courts hold men accountable, but you have women having 4, 5, 6 babies and then no husband, and it's like, well, why do y'all continue to allow her to keep having these babies out, unwed, and the government taking care of it? And it's like, well, who holding her accountable? Nobody. Life is beautiful. What we did is, life is beautiful. Life is a beautiful thing. It's not a mistake. So there's no accountability. But we like to talk about equality a lot, but let's be honest, man, there is no such thing as equality.
Separate but equal, right? So let me ask you this question, Damo. If there's a woman that's listening right now that has 5, 6, 7 kids and is not married and is single, what advice do you give her?
In every little power that you have, tell your kids the disadvantages of being in a situation like that. Like our experiences, we should share with our children and be raw. Don't sugarcoat nothing. Be as honest as possible. Talk about the downfall of doing that. Because there is a lot of con in operating like that.
Yeah. I see what y'all are saying. Again, we're not trying to be sexist. Both should be responsible.
Yes.
If a woman's laying there ready to have sex and a man's laying there ready to have sex, which one should say, well, maybe we should take this slow, or maybe we should get a condom, or maybe we should wait and do it another time, right? Who is the smart one out of that? Most people say women up here are smarter than men, but some people say the men are number one, right? The protector. So which one of y'all get together and, like he said, we're not married. Why are we having unprotected sex? You can't go down to the store, to the gas station, and get a condom real quick and come back? So yeah, they both held responsible. So that's why we're saying it's not about trust. It's about trying to figure out the truth. Let's use that T word. The truth. Is that baby mine? Did you give me an STD? When you divorce me, you can leave with this and that. And I'm going to leave with this, because the divorce lawyers is going to cost you a hell of a lot more than anything else.
Well, here's the question, Sky. It's not even about trust. And she's right. Both should be responsible. But the question is, well, who's going to pay the higher price?
Right.
Who's carrying the baby? If one party was to leave, if the man was to leave, right, then who's going to take up the bulk of the responsibility? So while we talk about who should be responsible, the person that, if they smart, will be responsible is the person that understands that if this person don't do right, I'm going to be the one that suffers. My kid is going to be the one that suffers.
If I'm in the delivery room with you and I say I want a DNA test, that's the type of man you should want. Because for me to take a DNA test, listen. Not only do you get my blood, but you get my information, my social security number, all this stuff. Y'all are having babies with men that don't even show up to the delivery room. So when the courts ask who's the daddy, you don't know. But if I'm there and I'm saying I'm gonna take a DNA test, you gotta get my name, phone number, address, social security number. So when it comes back and says Sky Black is your baby, where am I going? That's what I'm saying. Pull the truth card, not the trust card. So you should be wanting a man that says, hey, let's get a DNA test. You should be wanting a man that says, hey, let's go down to the clinic. Because if I know I'm good and we go to the clinic, then you know you got a man that's up there. But y'all sleeping with men that you know got 6 baby mamas and he's fine. Let's sleep with him. So this is what I'm saying over here. It's not about trust, it's about the truth. And if you women have assets, if you have certain things, you would want a prenup. I don't care how much you love somebody. Shit happens, excuse my language. And you don't want to spend all your money on divorce. Hey, Rachel, how you doing, girl? Shouts out to Indiana.
I'm going to play devil's advocate, Sky.
Yes.
So here's a question, and I would like to ask the ladies this. So if me and you was married, right, and we had a family, and a female from my job popped up to our house and told you that Damon got me, he got me pregnant and this is his kid.
Right.
Would you want me to get a DNA test, or would you say, well, you know what, I trust you?
Man, they would be asking for, depending on who you got. These ratchet girls from Edge here would
because if you don't believe in DNA tests, if you don't believe in DNA tests, and that's an issue then if a woman came up and said that a child is mine, if you don't want me to take a DNA test for our kid, then if somebody did that, you shouldn't ask and require me to take a DNA test for her kid.
And that's a double standard. And you're absolutely right, because most people want everything their way, and you can't have it all your way. You can't have it both ways. You either for DNA testing or you against DNA testing. I like what he said. Rachel, I am doing great. How are you doing? I hope everything is going good for you up there.
Man, it don't matter if she outside the relationship, because remember you said you should trust me, right? If you said you should trust me, right, then it shouldn't matter. She's just somebody that just outside the relationship spewing misinformation.
Okay,
so misinformation.
If you inside the relationship, no DNA test. But if you outside the relationship, DNA test. The common denominator is the sex, not whether it's in a marriage or outside of marriage. The common denominator is just sex itself. Who was penetrating who? Don't you want to know the truth? Yeah, Keisha, don't cuss me out, man.
He said she gonna cut you out.
We just having a conversation. Like, good Lord, I'm telling you. But this is what I'm talking about. This is the women I've been having conversations with. This is what they've been saying to me, Damo. What you're reading, here.
But that's the sad part, right? Because when it comes to men conversations, and this is why we kind of brought this podcast together, we're going to add more men on. Men, when we have an opinion, instead of females really listening.
That's right. I'm doing okay, Rachel. I've been seeing you too. I know Johnny still running those shows up in Indiana. I had broke my wrists, and I've been out of wrestling for 14 months. So I can talk to Johnny and see if he'll book me back up in Indiana so I come back and see you again. But I'm glad you're doing okay. And Lady T and Keisha, don't y'all team up on here. Don't y'all do that. No. Don't do that. Have your own opinions about what we talking about. Don't y'all be teaming up on here.
It's all good because man.
This is not mine, Keisha. Mine is the CEO Cartel. So if you want to come on the CEO Cartel, I will send you the link and you can come on there. Right now, this is Damo's show, so he controls on who can come and who can't.
And it's really about all men. It's really about men having the discussion because, and this is for y'all sons too. A lot of y'all, I'm quite sure if you got sons, I'm not just fighting for just my right to say and how I feel or what I think or give my opinion, but even y'all sons, because when they come of age, society is going to try to silence them too.
That's right.
And they're going to have to go through and be agreeable with women. You know what I'm saying? That no, man, we supposed to be able to have a discussion and agree to disagree. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to families. when it comes to building families, man, I'm adamant on that because I think most of our downfalls is the way we build families. And I don't think we do it in a wise way. I think we just, and it's right. It's the responsibility of both parties. But I can't sleep with no woman that doesn't allow me to sleep with her. And It's her job to request that. It's just like when you go look at a house. Do you buy a house without walking in and doing a walkthrough? Well, some of y'all get relationships with men and y'all don't do a walkthrough. Y'all just see it at the surface. It looks great. And so then y'all dive in and buy it instead of going through and having to test it and doing that. Checking the background.
Because you're sexually frustrated. Stop being sexually frustrated. You know what I'm saying? Get you a Bob, a battery operated boyfriend. You take away a lot of that sexual tension. How this stuff Damo is saying will make sense. When you're not horny all the time, you will, like you said, vet these men better than what you're vetting. To marry them, to have sex, to have their children. But I understand God gave y'all puberty and that vagina sometimes get to talking and you lose your damn mind. I get it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
This is why it's not good to have a lot of experience too.
Yeah, there's men that slaves to their kids.
I
get that too. I do. We do. It's just basically, if you really want to know what we're talking about, the only people that's innocent is the children. That's what we're trying to save. No child should have to wonder who their mom and daddy is. No child should come into this world with an STD because there's a lot of kids being born right now with HIV. So they're already behind the 8 ball. And then they come into bad marriages where the man is beating the woman or the woman is beating the man. And then you wonder why they grow up and become criminals. He's telling you this.
If the kids are the most important thing in our lives,
right,
then isn't it our duty to at least make sure the kid knows? Shouldn't the kid have 100% proof, not based on what you tell them, but shouldn't they have 100% proof? Wouldn't it be good for you to get into DNA test and it to show who the father is and you could put it on the plaque so they have absolute proof of who their father is rather than wondering who their father is?
I agree, Davo. Y'all, look, we're not putting all the responsibility on the women. We just said that. We just said we hold women to a higher standard when it comes to this because y'all get during puberty, y'all become more mature than men. It takes us a while to become mature.
I used to think that.
Like an 18, you know what I'm saying?
I used to think that, Sky. I'm going to tell you, I don't think it no more. I'm going to tell you why I don't think it no more. I used to think, because my whole life, they was telling me that the girls were smarter than the boys.
Yes.
And then when I come of age, most of them have kids with the same dude. People think this is a fluke or a lie. There's more dudes out here that's childless, and a lot of females with children got children with the same guy. There's females out here with children, and 3 or 4 of them. I'll give you an example. Take these musicians, Nick Cannon. There are 10 women that got children with one man. Think about that. You know what I'm saying? And the person that suffers is the kids. So it's like...
Okay, so what you saying that with Nick Cannon might not have said this
publicly. Take care of the kids, though.
He now listen, Nick Cannon might not have never said this publicly, but I guarantee you his legal team got DNA tests for every last one of those kids.
I know they did.
Because he don't have to say it publicly. Before he cuts a child support check to any of these women, I bet you they all got DNA tested.
Man, Scott, let me tell you something that's crazy, right? I got this on my Facebook page because I like to keep receipts.
Right.
There was a video in which they have them videos where they go around and they ask females questions. Right? Because everybody think I'm beating up on females, but this is why I think that dudes should go ahead and they should require that test.
Right.
They ask these females if they could choose between having a kid with a man that's financially secure and not in the kid's life, or a man that's broke but he's involved in the kid's life. Which one would they take? And what do you think the answer was?
The financially secure one?
There you go. They were more concerned with the money than just a man being involved. And then when you fast forward and look at it, I got in a conversation with this female and I asked her. She was dogging her baby daddy out. And I was like, well, what made you have a kid with her? I was like, what did he do with a living, for a living? And you know what she said? What does that matter? What do you mean, what does that matter? He's supposed to take care of this kid when they come, right? What is his credit score? Do he own a house? Do he own a business? So the quality of men, if you're having kids with, they don't even have anything. And all of a sudden they supposed to be this dad of the year when the kid come along. And all of a sudden they're supposed to be better financially. So this is what you were talking about, Sky, when you're saying that it's on the woman to be careful of who she choose to have a baby with. Now, some dudes, they got all that and still don't do right. You know what I'm saying? But then you require them to marry you. That way, if it don't work out, you getting half anyway. Most dudes don't want to get a divorce because they got to split all their resources. So if you get married to a man that got resources and he got something to lose, he gonna work hard to work it out.
Right.
And if he don't, then he got to pay you.
And you're right, 100%. The old folks used to say it's cheaper to keep her. He was
That's where that
absolutely
come
correct.
from.
And the reason I'm with you on what you're saying is because the woman has to get penetrated and she has to carry the child. And then the court system will make sure that a baby, it's written somewhere, needs to be with its mother more than its father. Like if you had the choice, since you carried the baby, you breastfed the baby needs to be with you more than the father, right? So that's why I'm trying to hold a women at a higher standard when it comes to marriage and kids and STDs and who you sleeping with and all this old stuff. Because at the end of the day, it's your responsibility to raise this child. And if you don't do it the right way, you just asking this child, it's going to be a hard knock life for this child or children. You know what I'm saying? I don't think women have. I don't think a woman has a child no more. I have never met one woman that has one child. Children.
Yes.
Different daddies.
It's like, man, if I go in and I sign a bad loan for a car and the car break down, I could blame the auto shop all I want. But guess who's paying the consequences for that?
You are.
Me.
Yeah.
It's on me. So,
nobody is blaming everything on the woman. Are you not listening to us? We're not blaming everything on the woman. We're just saying if you had to, who's going to be the leader when it comes down to sex and children? And since you're the one that's being penetrated, I would suggest that you be the one that's saying, hey, wear a condom, get married, DNA test to make sure that this child is yours. Because you don't want no dude running around talking about, man, Lady T talking about this child mine, and it ain't. If you make him do a DNA test, or if he asked you for a DNA test, get it. So that way he can't run around talking about what is his and what ain't.
Here's how you
And same thing, Keisha, we're not putting it all on women. The men, some of these men ain't shit. And they're not. We're just saying, we're just tired of these kids growing up in broken homes because statistics says the kids that's coming out of broken homes or homes where there's no father figure or real man figure, they the ones end up in these prison systems.
You know what's so frustrating?
A man how to be a man. It just don't make sense. So you're a woman and you have 3 boys and you have no man in your life, or you have a shitty man in your life, then you wonder why your kids out here selling drugs and going to jail.
You know what's so frustrating? Is that people make it so hard, like they can't set standards when it comes to sex. They make it so hard. It's easy to say, you know what? You're going to wear a condom with me, and I'm going to supply the condom, and you're going to wear this until we marry. Or we just not going to have sex until we marry, right? And people make that like it's so hard. And the worst part about it is people go through life, make their mistakes, and we're all human. We all make mistakes. But then the children turn around and repeat the same mistakes and do it, and it becomes a cycle through generations. and nobody stops the bleeding.
Nobody stops the bleeding.
And then when we have conversations like this, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm responsible for the female. I could blame a female and put it on the female all I want, but if I chose it, I chose it. She couldn't have anything to do with my life if I didn't choose it. So as much as the onus, then yes, it's easy for me to make her a scapegoat, but then I have to look at myself and say, well, where did I go wrong in choosing her and missing this character flaw?
Right.
And as simple as that. And we don't do it. And when we do it, we so embarrassed that we don't share the information with our kids so they don't make the same mistake. What we do is we just slam the other person. And then they go through it and then they do the same thing. Then they slam the people, because the way that a lot of women talk about men like us, it's going to be women that talk about y'all sons the same way. And then when they have sons, it's going to be women that talk about their sons the same way. You know what I'm saying? And so at some point, somebody got to do the teaching to say, hey, man, we got to quit operating like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which is why I said if I had a son, I would tell my son, before you go on a date with a woman, jack off 2 times. That way, when you get with her, you don't have any sexual urge. That way, you're thinking with this head and not the one, below your belt buckle. And you won't make these mistakes that's going to cost you 20 years of your life, if not longer.
That is absolutely true. That is true, man. That's why I say I love these Tuesdays, man. They are this is the stuff that people need to hear, or stuff that they wasn't thinking about at first. But yeah, when I talk to women about that, the way they talked about in these comments, I was like, damn, they just blowing my head off with these shotguns.
Man,
but that's the life I'm gonna live. If I ever have to enter in an agreement, or somebody comes and say, hey, you child, or somebody's like, look, before we can have sex, we need to go get tested, I'll be the first person down at Lentz Hospital with a white flag with all my information. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be the first person down there. You ain't got to ask me.
Because I agree with them on the 2-way street. It should be a 2-way street. Yeah. As a man, it's your job to make sure that your old lady is comfortable. As far as like, if you go out, when you out, call her every 30 minutes or an hour and say, baby, I'm good. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? If something happened to me, you know where I'm at. It's our job to do that, to reassure her that we're doing the right thing, right? She shouldn't have to feel like that we don't want nobody that's going to be calling every 10 minutes because, man, if you insecure like that, again, you need therapy. You don't need no relationship. But it is our job to reassure y'all that we're doing the right thing. We at work when we say we at work. We at the store when we say we at the store. That is our job. Just like it's your job to make sure you reassure us. If you know that every dude you slept with, you let bust a nut in you or going you raw, then you should have enough to say, you know what? I am a little bit of a slut. I need to go ahead, man, and make sure this man at least know that I was only his slut at this time. You know what I'm saying? And that's just simple. Yeah. It's not even a far request, especially for a guy that's a breadwinner going out breaking his back with these rough dead-end jobs to take care of you and the children. He's not asking a lot. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, it's no incentive for dudes to get married. A lot of dudes don't want to get married because different simple things that we ask is turned out and is made more complicated than it is. So then dudes just like, well, I just don't want to get married at all. But if it was me, I wouldn't even have kids. It was like that. I wouldn't want to have kids and then another man have access to kids that I don't have access to now because you're dating him and no longer dating me. So it's no incentive.
It's like that. Nobody thinks like that, or they haven't heard your side like that, and that's what the internet is all about. That's why we do this show, because there's a lot of people. All the stuff you just said, Damo, a lot of people ain't never heard that. They ain't never heard what you just said. Ain't never even thought about it. But now when you bring it up, it's sort of against their religion, right? It's like something that people talk about. I don't like pig feet or tea or coffee. Well, you're gonna get a lot of Southerners that hate you because you're not Southern if you don't eat pig feet, drink tea, or drink coffee. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all they know. So, well, if this is all they know, then when you come with a different idea, then that's why they attack you.
Let me tell you something, Keish, right? No, I did not, before I slept with every woman, did not get an STD with all. First and foremost, I could count on one hand at my age of how many women I've been with, first and foremost. Second of all, I required them, I wore a condom because I was like, I'm allergic to being a baby daddy. I'm allergic to it. I get hives, I break out in hives and cold chills. You know, when you say baby daddy, I ruck up. I didn't want to do it. I watched my dad raise 5 kids on his own, and he couldn't be at work and at our sporting events at the same time. And so I kept that in my mind. So I always was like, use protection. I wasn't going to these chicks raw. You know what I'm saying? And I was always scared. The one disease other than when HIV came along that scared me more than HIV was genital herpes. Because even if you wear a condom, you could still get genital herpes. Most people don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? And so, yes, you can go and get an STD test on let's say 2 weeks ago. The results come back, that person has slept with somebody that had an STD, but you got results in your hand saying, you know, man, that they clean. Things can happen. But under no circumstances should nobody not wear a condom. If you gotta have sex, it gotta be some form of protection. Not just from pregnancy, but from STDs. Because we can all agree that y'all think the majority of men are whores. So why let them sleep with you without protection? If you believe that the majority of men cheat, which a lot of women do, then why do y'all let us sleep with y'all without protection? That's the question. So that's all I'm saying, man. You know, I know y'all think emotionally, but in that emotion, there should be some form of logic.
Right.
Because if something happened to you, then who's there to take care of the kids? That should be a woman that got kids that's not married. Her question should always be, if something happens to me, who's going to raise my kids? Even before she have kids, that should be the question. If something happened to me, who raising these kids? Maybe my parents say they not doing it. So if they, maybe they passed on, who's going to raise my children? And if you don't think it's the man, I couldn't do it. If you don't think it's the man, then, and it's vice versa. Men, why would you have kids with a woman? But I'll tell you why men do it. Men, they don't plan on being on there anyway. So men, for the most part, don't care what kids they have with a woman or what kind of woman that they have kids with. Because the majority...
I agree. Men are no different than any other male species. They're going to spread their seeds, right? You can take the male lion, you can take the male tiger. They don't just sleep with one female lion and one female tiger. You can take the male alligator. He does not sleep with just one female alligator. So
we are the only species
they are programmed to spread their seeds. So yeah,
we are too.
Are not going to want to get married.
Hey, Sky, we are too. Once upon a time, they were called what? Concubines. That's what a concubine was. You had the queen, and then the king had 10, 11, 12 concubines. This is where this saying comes. To the victors goes the spoils. So when men used to conquer, they would go in and they would pilgrimage and take the women. They would are the women. You know what I'm saying? And so throughout time, this is an American thing. This is a new modern ideology of a man being married to one woman. But there's plenty of societies where that's still not the case. You know what I'm saying?
In Utah, the Mormons are not married to just one woman.
Yes. So that's, you know what I'm saying? And then dudes start looking at it And it's like this. Well, what am I getting out of it? I got to be faithful for this chick. You know what I'm saying? Who got me working while she sit at home and complain about, man, you know what I'm saying, not being able to do what she want to do and having to be take care of the kids and clean. Then she get bored with me. She unhappy. She can divorce me because she unhappy. Boom. Right. Everything I work for is gone. And all because, and I could have just had my own house, had my job, my money would have been mine. And then when I just wanted a female, I could have just went out and just been with a female, come back home and live my life.
Right.
Because a healthy man and a healthy woman, this goes back to the argument that Kevin Samuels was talking about. Man, a healthy man and a healthy woman. The man, health-wise, you know, if he take care of himself, she take care of himself. He most definitely going to last longer than her. If she's single and got to work like we got to, her body going to break down faster. And the question is, well, you know, man, then what? Because for the most part, they say we get paid more and all that. I don't think that's really true. You know what I'm saying? Not anymore. But for the longest, that was the case. And so it's like, you know, at the end of your life, who's going to take care of you? There's a lot of reasons like that. I hear females say, man, I'm not good. I don't agree with marriage. And I don't want to get married and this and this. Well, marriage is an insurance. I don't want to pay car insurance, but I pay my car insurance just in case. Just in case something happened, I'm covered. Not only covered for myself and my property, but I'm covered for if somebody try to come after me financially. That's all marriage is. And so, you know, man, nowadays, females should require marriage. And that's not hard. That's not even a hard task. And if the dude don't want to get married, if he telling you, well, no, I'm not going to wait, then leave him. Be alone then. If you feel like you're going to be alone anyway, then just be alone. Don't let no dude put you in a predicament where you know, in a situation that you were smart enough to know better than be in.
That's right. You're right. I tell you,
but
buddy,
it's on both, but both don't pay the consequences. Men, yeah, we pay it financially, but this dude's out here that's got, man, so many kids and they ain't paid nothing. So yeah, you're right. It's both, but again, you know what I'm saying? Like if I got a car, am I gonna let the person who ain't got no driver's license drive and make them responsible? Talk about we both responsible for this car. I'm the one with the protection. I'm the one with the insurance and the driver's license. I'm going to let this person who ain't got no insurance and ain't got no driver's license, I'm going to let them drive this vehicle. Talk about, are we both responsible for this car? Think about that.
I agree. Yep.
Imagine that.
Sometimes when you just think about it, just break it down to the common denominator. It's just that simple. It really is.
And I know we ticked off a lot of people, man. But that's cool, man.
That's what these Tuesdays are for, man. They're not for everybody to agree. It's for us to have conversations.
Right.
That's it.
And at the end of the day, there's nothing we can say or do. You know what I'm saying? That life isn't already doing to people. So my opinion, just like with Kevin Samuels or Charleston White or anybody else, our opinion does not have the impact on you that life will.
Correct.
We can throw out an opinion. You can either agree or disagree with that opinion. You can live your life accordingly. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? The results in our lives speak for themselves. Regardless of what anybody say, the results in our lives speak for themselves. Right. And we can be bitter, we can be argumentative, we can be pissed off and angry, but at the end of the day, the results always speak for themselves.
That's right.
And that'll never change.
That's absolutely correct. You're right. Amen. You're right about that.
You know, choices we make, whether we like, man, how they came about or what, we are the only ones that got to deal with them consequences. Me on this side, whoever else that I had that experience with on their side. Both parties got to deal with the results and the consequences. And they are what they are.
They are what they are. You're right.
You know, and you know, we are, and you're right. She's like, y'all are hunters, so y'all come for us. Yes, we are. You know what I'm saying? But y'all still have to choose who has the open opportunity, who you're going to let in and who you're going to close off. If a 5'1" man told you he won't that, and you don't like a 5' man, you can easily tell him no. Now, if he forces himself on you, then that's on him.
Yep.
If you allow him to come in, yeah, it's on both of y'all, but who's going to deal with the consequences mostly in the aftermath? It's going to be you. So if it's going to be you, you know what I'm saying? You like, no, you should think different. You should tell them, no, man, because if this don't go right, this on me. It's just like, you be careful of the company you keep. Because if you know you got friends that steal, you ain't going to go to the store with them and you know they steal.
Right.
Because what's going to happen, the cops going to say, well, both of y'all at fault. And you going to suffer too. So if you know you're going to suffer more for some stuff that somebody else, actually is in control of, then you're going to hold yourself to a higher standard. You should, and say, I'm not messing with that person. I'm not going to deal with it. They ain't going to put me in that. I'm not going to deal with that man. That man got a 250 credit score. He done had 5 jobs in 2 years, and he lived with his mom. I don't care if he's slinging 10 inches. I'm not going to lay with that man. I'm not going to do it. How he going to buy diapers, and he living with his mama? He ain't got no job.
Man, you speaking truth. You speaking the truth.
And the reason, Sky, people say, well, why don't you hold men accountable? Well, the majority, here's why. The majority of men don't know no better. And you know why they don't know no better?
Why is that?
Because the majority of them are raised in single parent households, and they're being raised by who?
Women.
There's no men around to teach them. So everything in the way that the majority of men move, they move that way because of the women.
Right.
The women that raised them. Because if a man raised them, our advice is going to be different than yours.
Right.
So a lot of these men tell me I'm wrong. Ask the men y'all dated, the majority of them, are they raised by their fathers and mothers, or are they raised by just their mothers?
Most of them just by their mamas.
No, they don't know any better, because y'all conversations that y'all have with young boys is different than a conversation that I will have with my son. What I would add to my son is I tell him don't even date. I told a young dude this I work with. He's 22. Me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, it froze for a minute. I told this young dude, I was like, if you chase money, wherever the money at, that's where women gonna be. Because money is a form of security. And the great majority of females are looking for security. Right. So if you chase money, wherever money is, you can be able to find you a woman there. Why would you want to chase them when you at the bottom? Because when they're the ones that can do more for you than you can do for them, they don't have no respect for you. Right. Tell me I'm not lying.
Correct.
If she's the breadwinner and you not, she talking to you any kind of way. But if you're the breadwinner and you're making so much money to where she ain't got to work, respect come with that. So the advice that I would give if I had a son is I would tell him, don't chase sex. Don't chase women. Chase a career. Chase money. The majority of these dudes looking to prison. Most of them come from single parent homes. Most of the homes in our community, single parent and heavy favor of moms, not dads. Now, there are a lot of single parent fathers that are raising kids, but the majority of it is females. And these dudes that's having babies without getting married, by great majority, just ask. Don't believe me? Ask them. Y'all date them? Ask them. Who raised you? Oh, my mama raised me. My grandmama and my granddaddy raised me. A lot of them, the grandfather isn't even around. So, you know, man, I know a lot of people don't like when I say that and I speak that, but it is what it is, you know? They can ask. They ain't even got to take my word for it. All the ex-boyfriends y'all ever had, if you friends with them, ask them. What household did they come out of?
And the majority gonna say single.
My dad raised 5 boys, and only one of them had a child out of wedlock, right? And he married now. So imagine that.
Yep. I tell you what,
We started the damn fire today.
Yeah, these podcast Tuesday, boys, it's crazy.
I love it. We didn't even get to our other topic because I know we got to get ready to close out the show.
Yeah, well, we can say that for next week. We can say that topic for next week. We're going to
save it for next week. We're going to run this back tomorrow also because you guys know me and Kobe, we got our show tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So you guys can come back here. We always run back the same discussions. We may tweak it here or there, but we run back the same discussions. Ladies, man, I just want to say this. I'm not like, what's that guy's name? Jax Jackson that was married, telling y'all everything y'all wanted to hear, and then screwing around on his wife, and then sitting on camera and embarrassed her. I'm not that guy. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care if it's male or female. I don't tell people what they want to hear. I say the things I think they need to hear. And if you don't like that part about me, then that's fine. You can always go to other people who are going to tell you what you want to hear. But when they telling you what you want to hear, they're making money off of that, off of you, and you follow it. Because you're like, yeah, he right. And they going to tell you, they don't care how destructive it is to you. They going to tell you exactly what you want to hear, and they don't care because their bottom line is $1. And I can tell you right now, he or I do not make money right now off of this. We're building this. So we not going to, and I'm never going to change. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, this platform represents a place where men can come and talk amongst themselves. Because some of the stuff that me and Sky discussed today, if we were anywhere else, they be trying to get us fired. They be trying to get us canceled. They be protesting us, anything. And if it's going to be about equality, then it should be about your right to say what it is that you want to say, as well as our right to say what it is that we want to say.
Right.
And my context of what I'm saying is ask. Don't take my word for it. Go and ask. Ask the majority of people. And they'll tell you. You know? Ask them about their background and ask them about their situation. I'm not saying that people that come from, because you know, you could come from a single parent home and get married. But the chances of dudes doing that and actually not only marrying women, but then actually being good fathers to the kids that they have with the woman that they're not committed with is slim. Because most guys look at y'all as a package deal, meaning that they'll take care of the kid as long as they with you, but the moment they're no longer with you and they move on with their life and you move on with your life and you get another man to step in his place, he see that man got more access to his kid than he do. So he like, I'm not gonna go through this emotionally. I'd rather just walk away altogether. And that's what they do. And I'm not saying that that's fair. No, it's not fair. You know what I'm saying? But then again, life ain't fair. Right. And ladies, y'all understanding that, y'all should, it's more onus on how y'all move. Because dudes, we hunters. We moving around, spraying our seeds without a care in the world. Y'all, on the other hand, y'all got to deal with the aftermath. So it's like, if I come over your house and I'm the one that throw the wild party and I tear your house up, you could scream to the top of your lungs, we both responsible. But you're the ones that got to deal with the consequences of that house, not me. I'm not there. I'm back in my house chilling. When your mama and them come home, they gonna be on your ass. What did you do to my house? And it's the same thing with your body. You can invite me over to party inside your body, but the aftermath of what I leave behind, you got to deal with them consequences. I'm gonna go around and move. They can arrest me. They can come after me for child support, do whatever. But if I don't want to do my, handle my responsibility, simply I'm not. But you, on the other hand, you stuck with that consequence. And that's basically, in hindsight, what we were saying through this whole podcast. Yes, both are responsible. I'm responsible because I'm the one that tore up your house. You're responsible because you allowed me to borrow your house to have a party in. But the difference is, one of us gonna pay more than the other. And if it's you, then you should be careful who you invite over into your house. And that's it.
Well said.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
Well said. Well, all right, y'all. Well, we've had a good 2 hours. This is the longest one we've ever done.
Man, dude. You know what's fine? Man, we be trying to make these hour shows, and I swear, man, they easily 2 hours.
They're easily 2 hours. Especially when we have people in the comments, it can easily get to 2 hours. Yeah. The show can. But, we want to thank, everybody from, all these people, Natasha, Lakeisha, Natalie, Rachel, Jasmine. Thank y'all for commenting, watching the show. Even for those that didn't comment and was just watching, thank y'all for watching. We love to do this on Tuesdays. Don't forget tonight, the D Bling Radio Show, offtoprecords.com. We stream on offtoprecords.net, and then I'll do my podcast, the CEO Cartel. And I'll be excited for next Tuesday. We'll just pick up where we left off.
And I want to say this too. There's a lot of things that I say that Sky don't agree with. Sky does not agree with everything I say, but I have a lot of respect for Sky because Sky allows me to have my opinion. Some things he can see perspectives of where I'm coming from, and some things he may see and agree with maybe a little bit. But then there's other perspectives he don't agree with. Yeah. But I have a high respect for Sky because Sky allows me, You
froze up. Are you still there? Hello?
I'm still here. I was still here. It froze. We having a lot of internet. Well, I'm having a lot of internet connections today. But I just wanted to say that a lot of things I say, Sky don't necessarily agree with all of it. I mean, I respect him because he allows me to have an opinion and I allow him to have an opinion. I don't always agree with everything he's saying, but I have high respect for Sky and, and him having an opinion. And I don't want to put a muzzle. I think, man, that's the thing in America that I just beginning to despise and hate more and more. We hear people's opinion and want to put a muzzle on it. Or we get so into our emotions and how we feel about things that we can't even listen. That's what children do. As adults, we should be able to hear each other out. You could say, because, man, even politically, somebody could say something I don't like. Hey, it's on them. Whatever it is, they like and however, they can believe what they want to believe, think how they want to think. They should have that opportunity. And I think the same thing for this platform. You know what I'm saying? I want people to come on here. There's people that have comments I don't agree with. I'll have a rebuttal for whatever it is, or come back, or my opinion on what I think, and then I just move on. You know what I'm saying? But I thank you guys for tuning in. Much love to y'all. I want to leave y'all with this. The only thing guaranteed in life is death. So, you know what I'm saying? Don't worry about small things, man. You know, only worry about the things that you have control of. Peace, love, and I hope you guys have a great rest of the week.